Gonna go live now. Here we go. It says I'm live. All right.
Oh
Oh no. Let's find out what the address is. I gotta go tweet it. Tweet it. Do you like that thumbnail thing? Thank you, Mr. Muffin Dan Man, for hooking me up with that. Amazing. Let's see.
Yes.
Hold one moment, please.
Let me get this stream pulled up. Dashy Lee is live. We have one person watching the stream. I think it's me. Oh wait, there's 3.
Okay, dokie. Is there anyone out? Is there anybody out there? Isn't that a song? Hello.
Yeah, that's
Hello. Bob Dylan? Right? No, that's Pink Floyd. I think.
Floyd.
Yeah.
I know my Prism stuffs. Rainbow things. So how are you gentlemen doing this
Hello,
lovely evening?
And hi.
pretty decent.
Yeah? Everything good? No news, no nothing?
I'm doing all right. My reaction is performing very well. And
Nice.
I am looking forward to reading all the comments. One of them was already very funny.
Nice. One
I
second.
mean, they're usually.
What was
pretty
it?
Funny.
It was hold on, let me pull it up so I can read it verbatim. It was by random comment.
Uh-huh. It just the name is random comment. Okay, cool.
Yes, the name is. Oh, come on, really? Okay, fine. I'm gonna go into this. So if you like reply to a comment, or if you like interact with a comment, they like take it out of your like recent comment notifications. I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
Oh. And you thought you were ready, huh? Are you having technical difficulties? See, you jinxed yourself with that. You jinxed yourself.
What?
What was it? What was the comment?
What was the comment? I'm gonna
See?
read it.
Remember
I'm
how you
gonna
jinxed me?
read it.
God. Oh, ye of
I
little
wasn't
faith.
expecting to be put on the spot like this.
I like spots.
Random comment. Yeah. Dashy and Media are secretly Tom's heartless and nobody.
I didn't
Oh,
understand
yeah, I
that.
saw that
What is that? What is that? What does that mean?
That's
It's a Kingdom Hearts reference.
In Kingdom Hearts, when you get consumed by darkness, you become 2 different entities. The Heartless, which counterintuitively is the free roaming bodiless heart, and the Nobody, which is the body that doesn't have a heart inside of it.
So, like, I'm literally like the heart, and Media's like a zombie, like a corpse or something, or like a little
He has
like
basically
a vessel.
Emotionless husk. He's an emotionless
Oh, okay,
husk.
I see. Okay.
Essentially.
There's countervailing evidence that says that nobodies can develop hearts anyway. Like, they can develop their own hearts. God, Kingdom Hearts gets, like, so confusing.
Yeah. The best game.
I mean, I love it.
Hearts.
But Jesus Christ, like, the most competently written games in that franchise are Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 356 over 2 days. Actually, sorry, 356 days over 2. That's how you're supposed to say it.
Yeah, for all of you that know me out there, my eyes are glazed. I repeat, my eyes have gone aglaze.
That's not the only thing that's glazed.
Hey, that's creamy, not
These
glazed.
donuts!
Creamy.
We're
Where'd you
like-
get those
we're like-
donuts from? Oh, you should really clean your room.
They're your donuts.
Okay. I mean, Jesus
How did they get there? We'll never know for sure.
I have no comeback to that, and I don't even want to. Cool. All right. Let's see. So, we've got 11 people in here, and that reaction. That's yeah. By the way, before anything, humongous disclaimer. First of all, I want to know how to like have a loop message going in the chat. You know, spoilers for whatever. Because I'm gonna find myself saying that a lot. I should have put it in the thumbnail. But spoilers for Chapter 7. Volume 7, Chapter 7. So if you have not seen it yet, shoo.
Oh,
Alright.
we're gonna spoil the whole game.
Well, I put it in the thing. I put it in the title. Big ass spoilers. Nice. So, I don't want to spoil anyone. You know how I am with spoilers. Why not practice what I preach?
Yes.
Let me read
Spoiler
some of these
alert,
right here.
May Marigold might actually be is actually trans. Not might, she is trans.
Is really cool.
That's a thing.
That is a thing. I enjoy things. Things are cool. All right, let's see here. Dr. Pepper, hello. Changiz Khan, heya. Anthony A, what's going on? So it is Jedi. I thought it was Jedi when you read it. Okay. Son of your.
Nathaniel, is that how you say it?
Nathanael.
Not an L.
Hey, Nat, how you doing, Nat?
Yes, that is exactly what I am like. I am the man that points at the board going crazy over Kingdom Hearts lore. That is exactly the image.
You have a couple of videos out there for Kingdom Hearts. Tell us all about them.
I have an entire recap series that I tore my hair out over the end of last year and the beginning of this year, over just trying to explain the lore leading into Kingdom Hearts 3, and the Kingdom Hearts 3 happens, and it's like a quarter of what I said makes sense, because the thing that you have to realize about Kingdom Hearts is that in every single installment, they like to pull new plot and rules for the universe out of their greers and attempt to apply them everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
I wish I could watch it to support you, but you know what I do instead? I click on your video, I hit mute, and I hit loop, and I just let it play.
No, you're not allowed to do that. You can't do that. We don't recommend you do that.
Okay, don't do that.
Is there even
I didn't
an
say
option
anything.
to loop?
Yeah, there is on
There is.
desktop.
You right click.
You can loop on desktop. I didn't know you could do that.
You right click.
That seems. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. That last 30 seconds did not happen. So let's talk about other things. What videos do you have on your channel, Fatman? Before we get down and dirty with some rubies.
Mostly just RWBY.
No, come on, you have other ones.
No, yeah, I have my.
You reacted with some chick. I don't know. She was like this rainbow chick. I don't remember her name. Oh my God! Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, fuck.
There was some random chick who made me watch
something
Hasbin
like
Hotel.
Big Tits McGee.
And
something.
then edited that video.
Oh wow, did she? All right. Wow. You know what? Now I remember, because it was different than yours, but it was better than yours. That's what I wanted to say. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Shut up. No.
It's better. It's all better, and that's
No, it's not.
one of the reasons why you should support Dashi on Patreon.
No, well, no. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But listen, no, senpai. I hope I'm doing you proud. Yeah, lots to come in the future for all of us. So don't say that it's just about RWBY, even though, yeah, it was just Hasbin Hotel. We also have things like in the Patreon for the shits and giggles. Like, I don't know where. I'm working on a My Hero thing. Ooh. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a spoiler.
Nah, it's just a My Hero thing. How is that a
Yeah.
spoiler?
Well, we need to surprise people. We need to just drop it on them. No hype at all. That's how you really get them. Just
No.
what's this? What? And then see they can't possibly be let down at that point, right?
No, I mean, no. Well, I guess this is where I like separate from my senpai. We can't always think the same. Whatever. All right, so we got 23 people in here. We talked about some videos that are extra, giving some people time to come on in here. And no, it's not $1 or less Corvisha, okay? She keeps saying or less, but okay. It is for $1 or more. You can join any of us and in the Discord, where you can ask questions and meet some pretty fucking amazing people. And I'm not just saying that as like somebody that's in there all the time. It's just like, it's seriously, as mushy as I get, I do. But like my heart and my hand, it changed my life completely. And thank you to everyone out there. All of you know who you are. So let's get talking RWBY. Again, spoilers for Chapter 7. Get out or don't yell at me.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go blast through the reaction on my channel and then come back.
Yeah. And we will be like taking questions about like the reaction as well. Like, why did you do that in the video? Or why did you do this in the video? You know? Like, And there's stuff too that you Fatman and Raymond, like remember hindsight that you wanted to say about stuff. So shall we? Let's see. Where's my? I swear I was ready. I promise. I was. What? All right. My main thing, okay, was with I call her Cow, and I memed it up for Bray. I thought that's what we were doing. At least that's what I was doing. I knew she was a
No,
sheep.
I
knew-
honestly, I just couldn't tell because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I guess cow ears don't look as distinct as sheep ears to me. I guess, or they,
Okay.
I knew she was some sort of a barnyard animal. But, like,
They're all the same.
I was in the right. I was in the right area.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they did that on purpose? Honestly, like, do you think that they were like, oh god, yes, of course she would be a sheep following some political activist around?
Oh.
I mean, do you think they like? That's
I
what
don't
I thought.
know. I don't know. That's see us simpletons. We just say, "Oh, cute sheep." Meanwhile, you're like, "Oh my God, the government's after us."
Yeah, I gotta get
Put
my
water,
tinfoil hat
put
on.
chemicals in the water, making the fucking sheep human.
They're making them gay too, apparently.
No, we haven't seen her be gay yet.
Yeah.
What-
Yet.
I'm surprised. Really,
we need-
Raymond?
we
Is that
need
you?
to-
I invited Raymond. Get out.
Yeah, I know. Who is this?
Hello. Remember
Who
that
is
hug
this?
and that look that Robin gave her on the stage? Woo!
Wasn't that her getting stabbed?
No,
shortly
it was
afterwards?
before the stabbage.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was too busy with her getting impaled. No, like, nah, she wasn't impaled.
It was before it. She was doing the little speech.
Okay, so she's
Remember?
not gay. She's bi, Dashy. We gotta be clear on this.
Look, you couldn't be singing more to the choir about bisexuality than over here. This girl, this chick, all right? So yeah, if you guys have anything to say or ask about ooh, dropped my mouse. It literally ran. Okay, finish my sentence because I gotta reach that mouse. Yeah, questions about the reaction or the episode? Let us know.
Yeah.
And in Raymond terms, yes, she's bisexual. But like, it was just a hug, and she was happy to see her friend about to lose, basically, because of that counter. But here, okay, what you just said before, or Raymond, the lady that was, or man, I don't know, is it transsexual? It was official. Like, where did you hear this from?
May Marigold, I believe her name is.
The blue one.
The blue one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one with the cloaking.
Yeah, the cloaking.
Yeah, the one with the cloaking.
Okay.
The one that's making everyone in a tizzy on Twitter today. I don't understand how this happens, but like.
And not the one that's like 6'5".
Okay. No, the blue hair one.
What is it? I think I was tagged in that.
Yeah, if you have a swass, that'd be awesome.
No, there's me and Tom getting an argument about the dub of freaking Zombieland Saga.
I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't been feeling right lately, like lots of issues and pain and stuff. So I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to chat it up. Let's see.
Where is this friggin' thing?
Yeah. So how does chat feel about the dub of Zombieland Saga?
But we're not here for that. But sure,
Well, Raymond finds his tweet.
sure.
Just he brought it up, and
I can't wait for the next season.
Was I
It's
even
gonna be
tagged in
amazing.
this? You know, screw it. I'm just googling it. Marigold.
Is
while I look this,
wait, May Marigold is her name?
yeah, they're
she-
reusing names now. May.
Well, no, she also has blue hair. Is she just
she is
just
confirmed
trans Henry?
Is she
No,
is
she-
she
she's-
is she Henry
she's cousin.
Marigold's? Yeah, cousin.
She's
Okay.
the cousin to Henry Marigold. That was also confirmed in the same.
Are you
post.
serious? Oh, I thought you were kidding.
I'm not kidding. It was
Ah.
confirmed in the same post.
So then why did you say they were reusing names?
No, she gets May Zedong.
Oh, just the first
I-
name. I
you
mean,
made
people
that
have.
Volume
made
3
that
didn't
up.
happen. You can't prove that Volume 3 happened.
But like, everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's trans," and they're making a big deal. And like, honestly, like, I'm just like kind of torn on the whole trans thing. But like,
Isn't the
more
actress who
importantly,
plays her trans?
I don't know.
If you listen to the I honestly, when I heard her talk in episode 5,
Oh, when she
I
talked to
think.
Marrow.
Yeah, when she talked to Marrow,
Hmm.
I thought she was pitched down. Like I honestly thought they had like pitched her voice down.
Okay.
Um, but no, it's just the actress that plays her is trans.
But I was saying is like everyone's making a big deal over the trans thing. I'm more interested. I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, she's the cousin to Henry Marigold, and we're not touching on that.
The best part of the best scene of the best volume, and we're not mentioning it.
It just I'm sitting there. I'm like that's a dynamic. That's interesting. You have one person who's literally living the she life.
I mean,
up
Fat
in,
Lotta did the
going
rest
to
of them.
parties at the
But he turned on her like that.
But that,
And on the other hand, you've got
Can we go
friggin'
over the decision not to tell people about
a
Tyrion?
freedom
Because
fighter
That is just
for,
ludicrous to me.
for I
Okay,
guess the
so-
Merry Huntsmen or what you call them, the,
Mhm.
and
happy
it's
huntresses.
the Happy Huntresses, and it's like
Was
That's-
caught on camera.
that's
Murdering
fascinating. I want to know what
Yeah.
that
My
kind of family
excuse is
dynamic
that-
do they
No,
go to
no,
each other's
we were
family
hacked, and we
events? Are
actually
there
know who it
arguments?
was.
Are there
It
not
was a
arguments?
serial
Maybe
killer
does
who has not been
does Henry
decided
maybe
for 30
harbor some
years,
kind of
and we
like
have
you know
no evidence
anti-authoritarian
aside
like
from-
line? Does
No,
she
we have no
harbor some
evidence
kind of
whatsoever.
pro-authoritarian line? Do they pine for each other's positions? Like that's interesting stuff to explore. Why is none of it
Yeah.
related to a main character?
Yeah, I'd rather definitely know about the whole Henry cousin thing than. I mean, yes, you know,
I'm
good
too
job, like
quiet?
trying to represent the
shit.
transsexual thing,
Uh.
but you know, it's not needed. It just happens to exist. But I'm not saying don't put it in there. Please don't say that. I'm just
Turning
saying
myself
there's
up
things
just-
that you can do.
Why do I hear Brit? You're not hearing. Well, if you wanted to hear Brit, I could try and do my own personal interpretation of him. I don't think I could do him. Just
That's not even his accent.
I know. The thing is, he has a. I'm trying to think of what area his accent is.
the posh alternate universe dimension of Brett when he is the aristocrat.
Right.
Yes.
The thing is, like, I
quiet.
can do like one British accent, but there's like several fine variations of it, like skewing from Welsh to Cockney to Prim, and it's like Brit is somewhere in like the line that's too close to my natural accent to do. Because the closer you get to like Welsh is the more like I can't do a Welsh accent. It's impossible for me.
I just pretend I have a little cup, with my pinky out, and then whatever comes out, that's what happens. There's no like, oh, it's the northern section of blah 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 blah. No. All right.
You just have to talk out your nose if you want to make this make sense.
Talk out your nose. I love this Ruby talk, you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, accents
Brit-
play absolutely no role in RWBY, so.
Except when they do, and they make no sense. Wasn't there a character that has like Velvet? She has an Australian accent.
Australian accent, yeah.
Wasn't she like a person that won a contest to be in the show?
I mean, if
Yeah.
you consider marrying Jack winning a contest.
Oh, really? I don't know who I know who Jack is. I pictured it's somebody from Rooster Teeth, or I
Oh
imagine.
yeah, he's Jack from Achievement Hunter.
I thought she was just-
You still say
She was
things
a
like I should
fan.
know.
She was just a fan of the show, I thought at first, and then like I guess they might have met through that.
I mean, that makes more sense,
Well,
and that's fine.
Yeah, that's how they met. But
Okay.
that was years before RWBY.
Oh,
Really?
it was fixed then? Are you trying to say it was fixed?
No, I'm not trying to. Say
I'm
Look,
not trying.
people-
I'm not trying.
I'm not. I'm not. That's not. I'm not trying. It just is. All right. No, it's
Okay,
look. People meet through their line of work, and then they get married, and then they end up in and then people in the industry, they go and fucking put each other in their shit.
They're putting each
Yeah.
other in their shit. Ew!
Yeah, I know. It's a
Damn it,
weird.
Ugh.
It's a weird fetish.
I was gonna say, so I go to check her page on the RWBY wiki, and it has a link to her Twitter, but it looks like the only tweet that's loaded is from December 28th, 2012, and it just says, "As it turns out, rabbits do like fresh corn. Hashtag the more you know." And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay.
See, that's what it is when Velvet gets put in the shit.
What? I mean,
Oh God.
How did you get that?
That took you a long time.
Yeah. That's actually, Raymond, that's what I thought you were trying to get at.
No,
Oh,
it
Raymond was
wasn't.
wholesome this time. Oh.
I was being wholesome because like this was made in 2012 before she was ever cast, before Ruby was even a concept. Think about that. She made that tweet years before Velvet was even a gleam in Monty's eye.
Okay. But yeah, I like to mentally apologize to you because I was like, oh, why is he? That was gross, Raymond. Why would you do that? And then Fatman said what he said. I'm like, I know, God.
It's
And you're like,
fine,
what?
because, like, I
Your
was-
reaction saved you. Like, it was like, oh.
I was operating on a much different level where I was just amused at just how ironic that quote was. Not in the context of our conversation, but in the context of Ruby as a whole.
Gotcha. So going back to animals or herbivores, I guess, the sheep. All right. I personally know. See, it showed me that she did see Tyrion. Fatman brought up the best, point ever. That maybe I know, or maybe we just don't want to help Penny. You're right, but Raymond was like, she's wholesome, and I believe that because she was pretty cute. And not, cute doesn't make you wholesome, but it
I was gonna
helps.
say, our basis for wholesome is purely based upon how adorable you are.
And how floppy your ears are. No. So, which one do you think it is, guys? Do you think she really knows and she's not saying in order to, the whole Penny thing, or do you think she really didn't see him? I mean, I don't know how she didn't see him. It's like purple eyes in your face. But yeah.
I get the feeling Robin seemed genuinely surprised about Yang and Blake.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with how all that with how all that played out, it didn't seem to me like she understood that Penny wasn't at fault. I think she still blamed Penny for what was happening. So either Sheep Girl is truly keeping it to herself, or she didn't actually see what happened.
I don't know.
It's so weird to me that she's just like, okay, she's just up and about now. It's like,
That's another thing, right? That's another thing. Yeah, Britt was like, it could have been, she could have healed or whatever, fine. But she was on the floor. She could have at least she lost her aura completely, right? Because he sucked it all out or whatever. Something happened. Something unless it really was 3 weeks the entire time, that time skip. I mean, I love RWBY and I love what they're trying to do, but this whole they never the 6 to 8 months. I know it's a meme, but it's pretty. Oh, it's just a reminder that
Now,
when
Fatman
are
did
we?
point out- Fatman did point out in the newest reaction that it was 2 trucks getting hit within the same day. That was the time scale they gave us. So it is very possible it's the next day over. I mean, I still stand by this is heading towards a more long-term plan, because a short-term chaos-based plan needs to happen very quickly. We're talking within the span of a few hours to work properly. But it's looking like we're going. They have established that they're basically doing it's so far a medium-term plan, at least as far as we can tell. And so far, they're not acting on anything. We haven't seen Watts nor Tyrion this episode, except for
Except the thumb picture. That thumb. Oh my God. There was something I wanted to say in the reaction so badly. I was like, I'll let it go, because you're like, we don't know what the counts are or whatever. We don't know what Ironwood is. The count. I think in the reaction you said something about being under the council's thumb. And I was like, yeah, that's why we don't know, because the mighty thumb covered them up. We'll never know, or something. I don't remember exactly what part it was, but I wanted to this worked better in my head. Sorry guys if I'm not making sense, but
it's all fine.
The magic thumb.
Yeah.
Johnny McThumb.
Thumbs in RWBY, the most powerful
Invisibility.
tool of all.
The cloaking ever.
Yeah, move over, May. We got the best cloak in the world. It's
Yeah. It's just like Megan turn you invisible, but then like there's another character whose semblance is just to like put their thumb like over your like
Over you,
line of
over your
sight.
silhouette, and just be like, not even like over your silhouette. We just put like their thumb in front of you, and like, I can't see you, and therefore you can't see me.
You can't see
Just
me.
follow Caboose logic.
So they're versions of like camo gear, there's like a bunch of thumbs on their shirt, right? I like what Raymond said too. Was like, oh, gee, I wonder which one the bad guy is in this picture. Maybe it's the one that's staring angrily at everyone else.
Yeah, it's like I really don't like that trope where it's like I don't like the trope of covering up the photograph with your thumb to hide something. Like
Yeah.
that's silly to me because no one looks at a photo. How often do you think it really is that people tear up or destroy or doctor photograph? I mean, doctoring probably, but like just destroy photographs or hide parts of photographs, specifically parts of photographs, so they don't have to see someone.
Honestly, I haven't seen a
Like-
photograph in a long time. It's all digital now. Not to get technical, but yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah, I would
remember.
say.
Yeah.
It
But, like,
happens.
it's just that it can happen, but it just feels like it's happened too frequently in this show, even though it's only
Yeah.
happened twice.
Yeah.
It's like, or has it been more than twice? I can't remember. Because I know
I don't
Crow
know.
did it, I know Pietro did it, but I don't know if anyone else did it.
If anybody out there knows, type it up.
Regardless, like, and then had the balls to have him look like the most like evil Waluigi mother.
Yeah, he was all edgy. He was like, "Meh, I don't want this to be in this
Meh,
project.
I'm-
Meh, petty project."
Everyone else got to choose better primary colors, but I got stuck with yellow.
What does he get to sit in that chair? Oh yeah, he has a problem.
Um, that's right. He won the pink tie. At least I'm not him.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink.
Pink is sexy. Guys, wear pink more often. You'll see. You'll see.
Yes, wear pink. Wear pink. Also, get my reference.
Mr. Pink?
What?
You don't get. Wait, Raymond, you don't get the reference?
You mean like Reservoir Dogs?
mumbled.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink.
Mr. Reservoir
No,
Dogs.
I got that.
Yeah, Reservoir
I
Dogs.
vaguely
Good,
got that,
good.
but I've not seen Reservoir Dogs. I only know about
Yeah.
it.
You didn't think I saw that, did you? Woohoo.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen a lot.
True.
So-
That's what I'm saying. Like, no pick down.
Well, okay, wait. I guess there is a lot you haven't seen.
True.
Don't want to make it seem like you've only seen a few things.
I
It's
mean,
just,
you can kind of do that too. No big deal.
Yeah.
Who said in the reaction? Watch it like be Salem, veins and all, like, cause we couldn't see like the wrist or
that was
anything.
Brit.
That'd be like, okay, artist, I need Salem in the lab coat, like right now. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Damn stupid, sexy Salem in a lab coat.
Spy-
Operate on this, doctor.
spider
passively
spider ass
aggressive.
looking hair, bitch.
Passively aggressively aroused.
I have this weird boner all of a sudden.
Remember, you can't have any of the lines on her face because that's kind of icky.
Okay. Are we gonna do the
That's-
whole like furry thing?
No.
Wait, is she considered? No, she's not. No, never mind. I was
No,
thinking
the,
spider.
there
Salem's
was
not.
commentary. Wasn't it in the commentary?
That was in the
they-
commentary.
Yeah, please elaborate on that for people, Fatman.
Oh, she was supposed to have the lines on her face the whole time in the flashback episode, but then when they cut to the after Ozma got reincarnated scene, when he's looking for her in the woods and he goes up to her house in the woods, that's when they were saying it's just like it was, you know, in this scene and the like moving forward from here that we're like, no, it wouldn't make sense for Ozma to find Salem attractive if we had those lines on her face, so we changed them. And it's like,
you know,
guys, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Not like the bastard came back from the dead and to find his lost love. You know, not like
Yeah.
that happened or anything. Not like, you know, a few lines on someone's face might be slightly overlookable
Yeah,
in light of death.
yeah. One of Jin's lines is even call it magic or call it stronger, but you know, not strong enough to overcome some weird veins on her face.
Let's see here. Okay, Rooster Teeth. I know sometimes you sell merchandise like the sweater or a hoodie or something else people have been requesting. I think it was the other
Cursed
Rainbow
Pura
Chicks.
doll?
Yeah, oh, that thing. No, no. the the hoodie from Cat, Neon Cat. Like that's like highly requested. What you need to put in the store is that very specific Hat Pat robot. I want one. I want to feel
Oh,
good
yes,
about
who doesn't
myself
want
once in a while and not, hey, Pet Pat robot, you know, can I have a Hat Pat? And yeah, it just bum bum bum, you know, you lose your hair and
And
everything
if you buy
because
the
it's hard.
if you buy the upgraded version, it helps you practice autoerotic asphyxiation.
You know, oh my god, I was waiting for something like that, but I was not expecting that. Gotta admit, maybe like
I'm sorry.
name your new
Ever
robot
since-
Jill, maybe. I don't know.
Ever since watching that one episode of freaking X-Files, that has just been a great go-to joke about sexuality.
That's
Because like there was an episode where they met a guy who could see the future, and like he was passive aggressively like talking about their futures, and like just after like the end of a long argument, he's like, autoerotic asphyxiation, it's not a fun way to go.
yeah, you think?
And Mulder is just like, what?
Yeah, SMH. All right. Let's see.
For the record, if the X-Files don't end up killing Mulder off through autoerotic asphyxiation, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Is X-Files still running?
Yeah,
really?
They take they've been doing 12 episode seasons or 8 episodes, short seasons. They've been doing short seasons, and they're doing them like every 2 years.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah. Apparently, the last season to run was like the best of the series thus far, with the
interesting.
exception of the first and last episodes, which were some of the worst of the series.
That always happens.
So, again, a reminder: if you just joined us, there will be spoilers. Please go away. Please don't blame any of us. You have been warned. Love you. Bye. All right. So, it looks like Britt didn't know about the MILFs when I mentioned MILFs in the reaction. Because you're like, we didn't see the action, which is another thing. You know, I agree with that. We should have seen something about the riot or anything to Grimm. But MILFs are more important right now. Okay? Fatman will agree.
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
And Britt was like so confused about it. So do you really think like it was those MILFs, or was it just like a character design?
I mean, like, honestly, I'm on the fence of whether or not it was intentional or not. It could very well just be reusing assets. They were like, we need corpses. Let's just take some of these MILFs we have on hand.
Not
Well,
the
it was the
MILFs.
most effective character death in the show.
Well, for you. I actually got a little teary-eyed over Pyrrha and Penny, but I mean...
Maybe Torchwick. Maybe Torchwick was pretty effective. I just liked the scene too much, but like he's probably coming back.
Seriously?
Okay.
You think?
Okay, all right. I got beef with that, Fatman. Me and you, right now. Taking off the gloves. All right?
With Torchwick coming back, or with
Wait.
everything else I said?
Well, true. Let me go get my list. No, you just said.
With
all
everything
right.
else
Oh,
I've said ever.
No. I mean, not in the live stream. I mean, that's going to be like forever. That's another live stream, you guys. I'll schedule it. But you just said, you think they're bringing Torchwood back, or they're bringing whoever. You, Fatman alone. Do you honestly think they will do that?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Good answer, because I really thought you did. Do you rate it?
They're not bringing Torchwick back.
I hope not.
So there's a little bit of, they might, right?
Dude, at this point, I don't know what they would do. They brought back Penny, and that just like, for me, that was a bridge too far.
Right. That's
Because
why
they
I
haven't
was
done-
like, go ahead.
Because like if you bring back Penny, and this is what I go over in my resurrection video, there's a process through going through resurrection. In that, I was discussing this with someone else. There's a process you have to go through resurrection, in that there must always be a cost somewhere around the resurrection.
Like an
And,
equivalent
well,
exchange, kind of?
An equivalent exchange. And what we have a hint of that, we've just been introduced to a hint of that with Pietro sacrificing a fraction of his soul. It is not the emotional sacrifice that we need as an audience. It is not equatable. because we knew Penny.
Let him finish,
Three
Fatman.
volumes.
Jeez.
We knew Penny for 3 volumes.
Mhm.
No one that she was directly connected to that we have known for that equally that long has made any kind of sacrifice to protect her, nor to resurrect her, nor has anyone paid a sacrifice after she was resurrected, nor has she paid a price after being resurrected. This one character that we've been just introduced to this volume properly, we had a hint of him in volume 3, but just this one guy that we've known for all of maybe about 10 minutes is the one taking the emotional and physical toll for Penny's resurrection, and that is the negative trade-off. We need a better emotional connection than just this random guy we just met.
Yeah. I mean, he's a cute random guy.
I mean, he's not a bad character, but it's just sort of like
I get what you're saying. Absolutely get it. Yes.
it kills the power, and like, since no one else is suffering negative side effects of this. Penny's not suffering any side effects from this that we know of. She hasn't expressed any. It's like, what's the point of bringing her back?
Yeah. And that's why I was asking Fatman about that, because if he truly thinks like, oh, even the slightest like doubt that they would bring Torchwick or or Bureau, like I was about to yell at him saying, How can you bring someone back when they weren't alive in the first place? Brr, brr, brr. These 2 people were alive. This is a rowboat. Like that's what my point was. Like I wanted to catch him, but I missed. I missed completely.
I was gonna say I was happy about that episode because it did at least introduce the factor of, oh, we can just rebuild her, and I kept getting so sick of Fatman making that argument. And it's
Yeah.
No, you really can't just keep doing that because someone is going to kill themselves doing it.
You mean the episode where I got muted or that dropped and you just kept going, and you left me in the reaction? The one where you went off on the whole Penny thing with him.
Right.
Yeah. That was amazing.
I do have to bring up. I gotta say this.
Okay.
We know a guy who can recharge aura.
We do?
God damn it.
Who that? Oh, you mean Jean.
We know Jean. Jean's gonna recharge Pietro's aura.
We're echoing someone. I don't know who it is.
That's me. I'm tying my hair. One moment.
I mean, that's true.
So I just, I noticed that today when I was editing the reaction, and Pietro was like, I gave a fraction of my aura, and I can't do it again. And I was like, waiting for Ruby to be like, oh, well, we know a guy who could fix that for you.
We know a guy.
You know what I just realized?
Wow.
I just realized part of the reason I'm enjoying this volume so much. John isn't doing anything.
All right.
According to you, he was doing all those mills because he had no choice. I guess you're taking that back now. That takes time.
You're saving us.
That takes
from
time.
John this volume.
MILFs need their attention, okay? So.
If those MILFs had just accepted his invitation to go out to the movies, they would have been safe. I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Poor MILFs.
Poor MILFs.
You just
Guy.
wanted to get to know them better. So you can test the boundaries. Set up the rules and safe words and all that kind of thing. He knows how to do it.
Jean doesn't need safe words. He can just recharge their aura.
And yes, Makito, Brady, Mr. Bread, my voice is quiet because people are sleeping. I need to be quiet.
Being.
I'll turn you up
right
just in
next to the
case.
speaker and turn it up to max if you need to.
I'll turn you up a little. I'll turn it up. Turn it up.
Actually, don't do that.
A little bit,
Don't
just a little bit.
lean close.
There we go. That should do it. Okay. And guys out there, again, like I'm super new at this. So if I don't see any questions that you ask, for now, if you could at me, I'll see the big red thing. Make sure that I ask your questions. Because me and reading, we don't get along. That's why, like, lately, Raymond has been doing it more because I stumble. And I don't like my brain. I'm dyslexic and, yeah, a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. Don't mean to miss anything that you have been asking, but I'll, again, just let me know. And again, this is a spoiler stream if you just joined us. I think I have to say this a lot now. But anyway.
definitely throw some ads in there if you want us to notice your questions sooner than later.
I'm like, ads? Not yet. I'm not monetized, but I'm hoping to. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Oh, crap.
Like and subscribe. Wait.
Lick and sub.
Lick.
Lick your sub.
Yes. That's all Dashy really needs.
That's all I live off of. Why do you think I know so much about MILFs? What are we doing? Oh, by the way, thank you, Fatman, for that little advertising in the beginning of that video. That was hilarious. With the whole, like, the most important
Who has
question in the
better-
world before it blows up. We must know.
Who
Boobs.
has better tits?
And speaking of them tits, yeah, I didn't think you were going to put the tennis ball thing in there. But you know what tennis looks like, right? Those were footballs. Those were footballs.
That was Floof. That was
Oh,
not me.
Floof. Okay. Floof. Floof, you know what tennis balls are. Yeah. So, just to be clear, okay, they're stealing that stuff from the trucks, or they're stealing the trucks. What are they using it for exactly? Just to, help my brain out.
Defend the wall, which I'm not sure how that equates. I guess they're using it maybe ammunition or like a barrier of some kind, like a power source for that, or
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess.
So it would be like
Maybe
the
just
same type.
people on the wall just slam dust to pass the time. Oh yeah,
You mean they shoot it up? No, I'm thinking it's like from last volume with the blue net looking thing that they try to block off. Obviously, I think when
You
they
know,
say
the
wall.
defense towers that have the energy field inside of them, so that the towers that are supporting them are outside of the force field, susceptible to attack.
Yeah, that was. I'll give you that. They did put it on the outside. I remember Tom going crazy with that. And put it on the outside. Good reaction. Good reaction.
Oh god, that was a
Good time.
crazy
Miss
episode.
you, Tom. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, Tom won. We miss you too.
I even put a little Tom face in Has Been Hotel reaction. Well, she goes, "That's right, Tom," and Tom.
I remember seeing that. Because I did actually go back and watch that reaction.
It's all right. So, look down here. If you guys have any more to add about the episode or the reaction, that'd be awesome. Let's see here.
Yeah. What's everybody's favorite episode this season? That's a good question.
Ooh, yeah. I think it's still the hug episode and the jacket and the coat episode for me.
Yeah. I like that it's the jacket episode now.
It's. I said hug first. Did you not hear? No. I mean, yeah, it is. You know it is. That's a life win for me.
That one kind of ends on a weird note. It's just sort of like the last 2 minutes of it are like, oh, you're getting dorm rooms now, and you're getting this mini tour, and it's like it's gonna be just like Beacon again. And it's like, all right, and then just hard cuts.
It wasn't
and
anything like Beacon again,
like,
which is good.
yeah. But I'm just sitting there. I'm like, that was a weird ending transitioning scene. I didn't know how to cope with. But
yeah, and it's like they were all like tired, and it was like, oh, are they just tired, or is Penny boring, or is like
yeah. What's
like
the
what was
implication of that?
that whole thing was just like okay,
So,
I guess
like,
we're
It was a
I
tour, and that
prefer
was a huge
this
waste.
episode. I think this episode might be the best so far. I mean, actually, the fight sequence. Episode 3 was pretty good, but I didn't have really anything of importance other than killing the Geist. So,
Okay. You mean you weren't
I don't know.
excited to learn about the Aesops? Those
was gonna say-
Chads?
I just know it wasn't episode 4.
Yeah. I have a question.
God, was it not episode 4
yeah.
and not episode 6?
Dr. Pepper asks, what do you think about if Penny got destroyed and Pietro found out about the Winter Maiden, and he asked her to use the aura machine to transfer it to her to Penny, like if she talked to the Maiden?
I would be down for that. I mean, my initial thought with Penny was that she was designed to become a maiden. Like, she was built in that design.
It would make sense, absolutely, for real. Unless
Yeah.
it was specifically for Pietro, and it was like how you guys said, like they asked the staff and equivalent exchange kind of thing. But I don't think they're going that way. Obviously, they're not. So, what do you think, Fatman?
I mean, this kind of goes back to what Raymond was talking about with like, I think we were speculating at some point with that Penny was designed to basically combine all 4 maiden powers, and Cinder was basically modified by Salem to hold all 4 maiden powers. And we kind of thought that was going to be like an end game thing. Was that was us, right?
Yeah, I think that was when we were shooting ideas back and forth for the Fixing Volume 3, which some of those might still get used. So look forward to that, people. We'll see. We'll see.
Yes. Look forward to Fixing Volume 4. But yeah, I like Penny being a maiden. Like, I can see it happening, and again, I can see a lot of stuff happening.
I mean,
I
it would
would,
make sense, especially because in this reaction you were like, "Oh, if they didn't worry about making her, giving
Feel
her emotions or
emotions,
whatever."
that
But it would make
everything would've been
sense.
fine.
But it would make sense if she was made for the Winter Maiden to become, like, personable or whatever. it's called.
Yeah. If like giving her like aura and the soul was like the way for the Winter Maiden to combine onto it, then it would make more sense than just like, we want a robot that can just choose not to work.
I built a robot that screams. Why? It's like for what purpose did you build this thing other than having to fulfill a need?
You pass butter.
Autoerotic
my
asphyxiation. Well, media finds it ironic that Robin wants to build a wall and Ironwood wants to build a globalized communication network. Ironic?
Ironic because of the mixed metaphors they're sending about the whole
Oh yeah.
election thing.
We can't make him too, Trump.
Like, I'll say this: like they've done a good job at like dispersing the attributes of like, but at the same time, it's like the political attributes, not necessarily the personality attributes. They've done a horrible job condensing everything bad about the 2016 politicians into Jacques, and everything good, quote unquote, about the 2016 politicians into Robin. It's like that's too blunt.
Okay. And just to be clear,
There
too.
was something good about the 2016 politicians.
I mean, people voted them for a reason. I mean,
Well, I mean, obviously they were afraid of Hillary, but for Trump.
he's funny. He is a good comedian. Honestly,
We have a meme. it's I don't know. We have a meme.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, life is way more interesting now that Trump is in office. It doesn't mean it's good or better or worse. It just means he's more interesting.
It's like a show. It's not good or bad. It's just entertaining.
Yeah, we wouldn't know we wouldn't know anything that's happening in the White House if it was somebody other than Trump.
Leads me to
We'd
my
be
next
like-
question. Like, go ahead, finish that one. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. If
No.
it leads into your next question, just take it away.
No, because sometimes people don't get like our sarcasm or like the fact that we were just kidding or memeing it, right? And the whole thing where you think Robin is like Hillary, did you truly mean that, or are you just throwing that out there because of the similarities? You think they really are doing something like that?
I think in their mind they are.
Okay. You have a fire
yeah.
or something? What is that, extinguisher?
I
I know you're a phoenix and everything, but come on.
It's just he rose from the ashes again
Yeah.
and had to put out the pile.
Originally,
Yes,
I
I
wanted
had
to
to
put Raymond in the fire, but he was blocking the rainbows and stuff. We can't block the rainbows on this channel. Come on. So I put both of you cooking.
Partially transparent.
You guys are cooking. You guys are on lunch. What do you think,
At
Raymond?
one point, we'll just have a cooked turkey instead of me.
Why did I picture you sunburned? But anyway, and naked. But anyway, okay. All right.
I am okay with one of these.
You choose one for Nick. All right, no. So Raymond, do you think they're doing that on purpose, or is that like just funsies?
I mean, it's weird because like they dispersed it enough that they can kind of say no, maybe we took some slight inspiration from it. With it's clear to me that they have at least dipped into it, but I don't know to the extent that they're pushing it, especially with like what they're doing. Ironwood is kind of the weird thing out. Like if this were just squarely between Robin and Jacques, I could see it way more clearly. But with Ironwood in the picture doing his thing and possibly calling down martial law, that that throws a wrench in the thing because I'm not sure what Ironwood is supposed to represent in the paradigm. Everything else has a clear analog, but Ironwood is the odd man out that I don't know where he fits.
Sonic Fallon, thanks for subscribing. Tell a friend. Welcome to the fam. So, let's see here. I'm sorry. Did you have a follow up with anything, Fatman? You're good, right?
Like I kind of get the idea that they're, because like, you know the political compass meme, like you familiar with that?
Again, I hear the word
Yeah.
politics or political. Eyes glazed.
Yeah, like I mean, because
If
like
you have it, I'll put it
Ironwood,
in the chat.
Ironwood has like Ironwood, obviously he's doing like, you know, authoritarian things, but for the purpose of building the tower. Robin is going on this like whole like we gotta redistribute and we gotta use the things for like public social benefits, without knowing that Ironwood is, you know, actually has a reason to do what he's doing. And then we have Jacques, who's like only in it because his profit margins are suffering. And like we don't have the like the fourth corner there.
Okay. Do you have
Like
it? I think
like
you
we
could post
got
it
like,
too. You're a mod in there, so you should be able to post
yeah,
it.
we've got like, you know, like Jacques, who's like, oh no, we need no regulations, no embargoes, no nothing, just pure profit. We got Ironwood, who's like, no, we need tight regulations, and the things need to go where they need to go. And you got Robin, who's like, no, things need to go to these public, you know, benefits, and we're gonna just destroy the entire system to do it. But like we don't have the like, you know, like the libertarian left side of that, which I guess is kind of like Nora,
Yep.
but not really. Like
The first time we
it's
heard
like,
of a voice that could represent it, whether she follows through that way.
That's
Okay.
like closer. That's like closer to that. Like, no, screw your you know, benefits. Just help the people. Or so it's like that's kind of like Nora. But the thing is, we like I think they're all the wrong characters, right?
What do you mean?
Like we, including Nora, know that Ironwood's plan is the only one that will help.
Well,
And
if you grew
I
up
get
the way she
not
did,
wanting, not like I get like not just like throwing Mantle like under the bus.
but
More
like she
throwing it
lived
under the Atlas.
and probably getting squished soon. But no, I mean the way she grew up, as soon as Raymond said it makes sense that it's her. It's like hell yeah, it makes sense that it's her. You know, that scars a person, yo. No matter how happy you are, it's still there. Yeah. Twisted Ruby, thank you. I see you. Thanks for subbing. Go ahead.
The big thing for me is that like, I mean, Britt brought this up with. I think Britt that brought this up, that these are kids talking down to a general that's, you know, like 40 years older than them, about what his plan is when this man has gone through hell and back.
40 years older and
like,
still hot as fuck.
The problem is we don't know any of Team RWBY's kind of political ideologies. Like none of them seem to have any, and that seems like Nora is like I think maybe the first time we have seen anyone of the core 8 members of the cast speak up about anything political, and it baffles me that we haven't really learned anything about the characters' views on these things.
Mhm.
Like Ruby is all that kind of a free spirit type figure, but like she's obviously
Yeah, she's the free spirit type figure, but she was literally raised on military propaganda. She thinks, oh, huntsmen are so cool, and what was the word like she used, like they're like
Romantic.
romanticized, they're romantic and cool.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it's the politics of Ruby is so weird, and I used to think a lot of that came from Miles and Carrie not giving a shit. Like, they were so completely willing to like make all of their characters racist as fuck. But it's like, are they like finally kind of leaning into that now? Are they giving these characters like you know uh, points of view? Are they giving their characters
Well,
opinions on the thing that's going down?
as
Like,
a person that will never know anything about politics, speaks from her heart. I think Nora was doing, for me anyway, was doing like what something that I would do, is just her heart. And it's painful to see these people like this. It wasn't anything about politics or anything. It was just like, they're hurting. Stop hurting them. That's about it, in my opinion.
well, that's the thing is that we got to stop thinking of this. I mean, a lot of people think of politics as like its own separate thing, when it's true that politics in many ways infects every realm of life, because what you're discussing when you talk about politics, it's discussing how much involvement does the government have in how daily life is handled. Like that is basically what politics boils down to.
Okay.
And so when it comes down to it, it's not just Nora speaking from the heart, and Dasha, you speaking from the heart, is a political stance in a way. When you're talking about, we got to protect these people, we got to make sure they're not suffering and all that.
Right, but I'm not talking about a literal, like, government shit. I'm talking just
Right,
common sense.
you're not talking policy. That's the clarification.
Right. Okay, there you go. That's it. Yeah.
But your political stance is that we should be taking care of these people in this circumstance. That either the government should, or we shouldn't be like actively making them suffer more with our actions. And that's perfectly fine. It's just that I don't know. I think at a certain point, people become detached from what politics really means, and it's just a discussion of these issues, and we all become kind of desensitized. It's like, oh no, let's not talk politics, when it's just
yeah.
But it
does
literally is a
become-
point of view. Like,
Or if you're on Twitter, oh, a character is trans, that's politics. Oh, a character is cis, that's somehow not politics.
Mhm.
People don't really, people have like bastardized the term political to mean the political spectrum that they disagree with, instead of just like, oh no, see, it's a whole spectrum that encompasses
okay.
like all points of view.
See, I'm simple. I never knew that it was like a blanket statement. No clue. But Makoto Brady wants to know, what's more likely, Oscar getting a proper development or Torchwood coming back?
I think they're making some strides on Oscar, even though I
Yeah.
still hate him. They're showing basically more of his resignation to the inevitable brain wipe or melding that he's going to be suffering through with Ozpin. So I think they're giving him some things to work with. And the actor isn't bad, so he's delivering his lines very competently.
I feel the same way that Raymond does, except for the part where he hates Oscar. I'm still waiting to see what happens.
I just think conceptually you have better choices than what they went for a lot of different reasons, and people will see that at some point in fixing RWBY.
Oh,
Ah, nice.
what about you?
Yeah, so you're saying that like Oscar getting proper development, but the way that I see, oh, by the way, I found that image I was looking for. I think the thing about about like saying like, oh, does Oscar get proper development? It's I think he's a MacGuffin more so than a character. He's the hot potato for Ozpin, and I think like that defines him more so than anything that is Oscar.
Do me a favor, define MacGuffin. Just plain and simple. Like
MacGuffin is an item that propels the plot forward.
okay.
Yeah, and item in this instance can mean person.
Well, yeah, that's
item
what,
is a very blanket term.
Yeah.
Like
I understand.
it's anything through which its existence propels the plot, not necessarily its agency.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A good example of this is Mission Impossible 3. There is an item called the Rabbit Foot, which is the goal of all the heroes and villains getting it for the entire movie. You never learn what the Rabbit Foot does, ever. Like that. Literally, it's just there to be like, oh, we need to get this thing now. So that's kind of what a MacGuffin is. It's just this. It's a tool to propel characters into action.
So like,
Or
can it also be like motive or like motive? When I say motive, is like okay, even Red Riding Hood, like gotta get this to Grandma. So is the basket a MacGuffin?
No.
Okay.
See because the thing propelling the plot in that case is the character's desire to get.
So
the,
motive.
to
So the motivation, like to do so. No.
That's kind of the opposite of MacGuffin.
Okay. Oh, my stomach. Sorry, guys. I haven't eaten. Wow, that was loud. Whew.
Because
like-
the basket in itself is not the goal. The goal is to reach grandmother's house. Unless, I mean, there are different interpretations of the Red Riding Hood tale. Like there are some that have her carrying medicine to her grandmother.
Well, right. Whatever she's taking to Grandma is what I'm saying. Is that a MacGuffin?
It can,
That drives it
depending
forward.
on the interpretation of the story, it can be. If it's her just carrying a basket that she just wants to share with her grandmother and she doesn't really care about it so much, give or take, it could be a MacGuffin. If it's like life-giving medicine for her grandmother, it's a MacGuffin hands down.
Okay.
I mean, it would depend on the framing of the story.
That too.
Because if she if she can decide not to, then it ceases to be a MacGuffin. Like it's not, the existence of the medicine doesn't inherently make Red Riding Hood want to take it to her grandmother. Like
Okay.
her desire to see her grandmother not die.
So it would be, yeah, exactly. Like it would be
is the thing propelling the story.
right.
And it's not a MacGuffin in that case. It's not like the object is not propelling the story. The object is like incidental to the motivation propelling the story.
That's awesome.
I see
look-
them I see them as opposites more so than like complementary or similar.
Here at the Dashi Lee channel, you will learn shit. We promise. I didn't know that it was like depends on this and depends on that. That's cool. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Now I know I saw some questions.
Okay, so Crystal Tiger 17 says, with where RWBY the show is now, do you guys think the Atlas election was necessary or not? I feel like they really didn't need it. Well, this is another issue. We don't know how their political thing operates. Like, we have no information on how their politics work. And because of that, because of how that functions, is we don't know how vital the election actually was. Like, at this point, I can only say that the election was just an excuse to get people in certain places to be like, oh, yes, I suddenly have power over you. That's the only way I can see it. That is the only way I can see it, as opposed to actually being about anything.
Yeah, I think they should have at least give the title of this election, like, what are they winning? Something. Like, they didn't. We don't know what they became. Is it just for the council? Is it the government? You know, we discussed this in the reaction. Like, give us a title.
What does the council do? What
Right.
do they rule over? What's the extent of their power?
Yeah, like, I mean, we still don't know if Ironwood holds 2 seats by virtue of being the headmaster and the general, or if he holds 2 seats through more like duplicitous means. Like we still don't know that. Everybody's been speculating.
I thought I read somewhere
Like-
that it was stated in the show that if you were a headmaster, you were in a council. I thought I read that somewhere.
See,
I
in
think-
volume 5, Lionheart says, "I've been arguing with the council, not I've been arguing with the other council members."
Well, that can mean the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a distinction. I think it is if you're a headmaster, you get a seat. If you're the general, you get a seat. Although I think that's a stupid idea.
Okay.
You should never let active military personnel run any section of your government other than the military. But that's I'll just sip some tea right now.
Let's see here.
What I was gonna say with that is, so I think he actually owns 2 seats in the council. But the question is, what kind of authority? Like, that's the cliffhanger: is what kind of authority do the other councilors have over his position? How does that work?
Yeah, is it like number of votes for like majority vote? I don't know. I can't even guess. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
As obviously I'm not a writer, but I would do that. That's my suggestion as to what to do. Like, give us something. We want to know how crucial it is. We want to know how much to worry. Sorry, I got a Starburst stuck on the top of my mouth. And get us invested, or let us be like, I'll worry about this instead.
Yeah. There's
Let me look at some more questions here. So, Dashi had Collapse. Okay, Star Collapse and says, have you heard of a show called Epithet Erased? Epithet? I can't read. I never heard of. No, so that should have been. Let's see here. Blighted wants to know who you think is going to die next. That's always like a big question, huh? People want to see some death. You morbid bastards. I'm
people
kidding.
like dying.
People like dying. That's a shirt. Not people like grapes. People like dying.
Yeah, yeah.
Quote
I'm
that.
gonna go on a limb and assume that more MILFs are going to die before this.
No,
volume is out.
no. I just got over these.
No, I want all of the other characters to die, and then it's just MILFs
Wait.
the show.
You're
And
right.
you-
We're down on the MILF population. The percentage number of them actually dying has gone down significantly. The DILFs are going to
DILFs,
start dying
yeah.
now.
I thought that's why there's no men, because they all got eaten by the Grim.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
I'll-
John better watch out now.
Well, he has
I
no
know,
choice. He
like-
has no choice.
I mean, he's been promoted to DILF just by virtue of some of those MILFs. I mean,
And I still say he's the pool boy. All right. Souvenir. Sorry, Suniver. A MacGuffin is a meaningless thing which only exists to provide either a goal or a means to a goal, but has no personality or use outside of that.
I
Agreed?
disagree with that because,
Okay.
like, typically you have different degrees of MacGuffin. It's not like a MacGuffin is completely. For example, the artifacts in this show, the relics,
Thank you, Blade
they're
Charge.
technically MacGuffins.
Sorry, Blade Charge just donated $1, and I'm doing a shoulder thing. Cha-cha-cha-cha. There you go. Let's see. Didn't mean to interrupt.
BS.
BS.
What I was
Nuh-uh.
saying-
Blade Chart's awesome. Just kidding. I know you said PS. Oh my god. I'm laughing at my own jokes now. As per usual.
Yeah, MacGuffins are more along the lines of like the relics in this show, where the goal is to get all the relics. Like the relics are driving the action because of either because the characters want them. I mean, that kind of boils it down. MacGuffins can get very complicated. Like they're a very simple concept that can get infinitely more complicated the certain level when you start adding layers to them.
Blade Chart says
Yeah,
it's more of a
making it
physical thing. We'll have to look
I-
into
I
that.
got it.
I never knew this was such a controversial word. You know?
I think it's just too narrow of a definition.
Hmm.
Like, you can define you can use narrow definitions if you want to, but I don't think it's helpful in the grand scheme of things. Because like, okay, Vernal,
Yeah.
she was 100% a MacGuffin.
She was for like an
Like-
arc or whatever, not for the story.
Yeah, like, and it's like a person, like a human, can be a MacGuffin.
So
Like-
can a place like the Promised Land in any mythical tale. A Promised Land is typically
Yeah.
a MacGuffin type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the see, if the drive of the story is motivation neutral, then a MacGuffin is probably the thing that's to blame for that. If a story, even a story revolving around an object, is dependent on individual motivation, then it's less of a MacGuffin. Like, you can't, like, MacGuffin has a negative connotation. MacGuffin has a, like, MacGuffin is like, there's a MacGuffin in place of a driving force in the story.
So
but
all
at the same time,
MacGuffins do have negative connotations. Then?
the word MacGuffin has just the word MacGuffin. It has this like it brings up images of a story that is missing parts. Like this this is a MacGuffin. We have to get this MacGuffin, and then that implies that there is no other force driving the story. Whereas a lot of the time, there totally can be. So, depending on whether you want, to call any physical object a MacGuffin, in which case it becomes a basically meaningless term, or if you want to call, the central motivation being,
Okay.
or like the central, the driving force being motivationally neutral. Like, the end of the world to me is the biggest MacGuffin of all.
All right.
Yeah. Like, that's not a physical thing, but that's like, I will never not consider that a MacGuffin.
Because like the thing is, it motivates the characters automatically. Basically, it's a replacement for motivation. That's typically how you should see a MacGuffin. Is like, it's a, well, we got to get our characters motivated. Let us provide them something to motivate them. So it's like, my friend is dying. I must go get them medicine. I must climb the highest mountain to get them medicine. The medicine is the MacGuffin.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
The
like
illness in itself is a MacGuffin of sorts.
okay. So the carrot on a stick. The carrot.
Yeah.
All right.
No, see, I wouldn't call it that. I like a carrot is something you want and don't need. Like,
Unless you're starving.
if you have a character, like,
Unless you're
okay, like,
starving. So you have
like-
to absolutely, oh my god, need it type of thing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Yeah,
all I'm
and-
thinking
but-
about this entire time is that I want to go to McDonald's and get a MacGuffin with a hash brown. That's all I'm fucking thinking. Okay.
an egg MacGuffin.
An egg MacGuffin. Yeah.
You have to go on a journey through the 7 realms.
through my
to get your
foyer.
egg MacGuffin.
Through my foyer and search for my keys. Oh, my keys.
Yeah. But like, okay.
Why are they giving me a?
Think about like money in the Wolf of Wall Street. I haven't seen the Wolf of Wall Street, but I can't think of a better
Okay.
example. Like, think of like the money in the Wolf of Wall Street and how the guy like or he destroys like his life and all his relationships in pursuit of
The money.
just them gains.
Them gains, yes.
It's like the money's not a MacGuffin there because it's an exploration of him making bad choices.
Gonna have to
Like-
look up what the dictionary says. Like, it's very surprising to me. Like, I didn't think it'd be like this much of like a definition or trying
When
to
you
pinpoint
dive
it down.
into the concept of character motivation and supplements or replacements for that motivation, it can get very, very technical, and it starts boiling down on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it's
so it is a
sort of
case by
like,
okay.
Yeah.
It would need
can
more
be.
info in order to become a MacGuffin. Like, we don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I guess that's-
because like
We would need more info on less information.
Yeah,
Because
actually.
somebody posted the definition. I forget who, but somebody posted it.
Okay.
MacGuffin,
MacGuffin,
same
an
thing,
object or
British.
device in a movie or book that serves merely as the trigger for the plot.
A trigger.
Like, yeah,
So not
like
necessarily the ending, the
the
goal.
as the trigger. So
Okay.
there's no underlying character motivation driving the story. It's this MacGuffin.
Okay.
Like the characters haven't decided to act. The MacGuffin has
Yeah.
made them act.
See, I've always, like, whenever you guys say it or whatever, I always feel that negative connotation towards it. I wonder what is a positive connotation of the MacGuffin. But this is not the MacGuffin live stream. This is a RWBY. I mean, it has a lot to do with it, yeah. Because
Yeah,
I was just about to ask, like, what is it
Like-
here? Would it be the end of the world
Relics.
or saving the world?
Yeah,
Relics
like,
and by proxy, end of the world.
the end of the world. The relics.
So there's like an
Oscar
order.
himself.
There's like more than one then for sure, depending on like an arc or like a task that the character's doing.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Like there can be a story like made up.
There's long term,
completely of
short
MacGuffin.
term, mid
Oh,
term. So many different mixes of them.
I thought you were about to get into like the whole little rant that you had about the short term,
No,
long term
no.
thing.
I just use similar terminology.
Oh, okay.
But the
Yeah.
idea stands. You could have like
Yeah.
several short-term MacGuffins that fill up the space, while the long-term MacGuffin is much farther. Think One Piece.
Nope, I had never seen it.
The prime example of that is there's a huge treasure chest, like a huge pile of treasure out in the ocean somewhere, and the pirates all want to find it. That's a MacGuffin. And everything else that happens in between that, I don't know. I haven't watched.
Yeah.
But it's-
Or like, and also, that's not to say that a MacGuffin can't like become more. Like, think about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, Aang is the Avatar, and they need him to do Avatar things to stop the Fire Nation. But that doesn't mean that he is not in himself a character with his own drives.
Okay.
Like-
I think I was.
Like, you know, you can.
So
like,
a MacGuffin can have development.
Yes.
Yeah,
A MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is truly. It should be a neutral term. A MacGuffin plus interesting aspects that
Yeah.
build on themselves is a good
Like-
thing. But
Yeah, okay.
a MacGuffin stripped of anything else, it's just a motivator for the plot, and that's it. It does nothing interesting otherwise. Is a negative, and that's what a lot of people talk about when they say it's a MacGuffin. They're just like being like, this has no more interesting aspects to it.
All right. Okay.
Like, if you think about the like the end of the world, right, as like the MacGuffin driving the characters in RWBY, and then what if later on you find out that the gods are pieces of shit, and then that in itself changes the dynamic surrounding why the characters are trying to prevent the end of the world. Like, a MacGuffin can absolutely have development.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it. I think it has a lot of different meanings, and it's pretty fascinating. But you know, that's
Or,
for another.
you know,
we
like-
spent a lot of time on this MacGuffin thing. We should move on.
Dashi renamed the stream to Fatman and Raymond explain MacGuffins to Dashi.
And as she nods and thinks about McDonald's and hash brown. Okay, so Blighted says,
Now I'm hungry for
since
McDonald's.
I know, right? See, bitches.
What if you
Since
want
Egg
that
nuggets.
egg? What if you want that egg McMuffin, and then you find out
Oh my
that, like, on the journey, you find out that meat is murder, and then you become a vegetarian, and then
Oh.
that MacGuffin would have development beyond its purpose in kicking off the plot.
because the MacGuffin is that alluring. It has not lost interest. I don't care about murder. I need me some grease.
Okay.
your
Better
cows.
example. You
Oh,
go
no.
all the way
Oh, no.
trying to get to McDonald's, but then halfway through, you're like, I really don't feel like McDonald's today. I'm gonna get some Taco Bell.
Like the actual Taco Bell or taco? Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Actual Taco Bell,
Yeah.
like a bell made out of tacos.
No,
and-
no. I was doing the thing that I do. Tacos, you know.
see,
Never
and
mind.
isn't that like the classic MacGuffin? Like the treasure was the friends you made along the way. the real
Oh.
hunger was inside you all along.
Oh,
like
so, like,
that's the classic.
the real
twist on
hunger
Egg
was inside
MacGuffin.
you.
Yeah,
Nice,
you know,
nice.
if the MacGuffin is the egg MacGuffin from McDonald's, and then later on you decide, nah, I just want some Taco Bell, then it's like, oh, see, I have evolved from being driven by this outside material force to being, I guess, driven by a completely different outside material force. But it's proof that MacGuffins can have development.
Okay, this is so fun. Awesome. All right, so let's go on. Let's go on. This is fun. Since Blighted says, since they introduced the concept of using pieces of your aura and giving it to others, do you think it may be applied to anything else? Like, could another character give Penny a piece of their aura, for example? Or does it
That
have
is
to be the
opening
dude?
a fucking
Yeah.
just like a can of worms with what aura is capable of or what it means, because like Penny is quite possibly the same character because they restored the memories and she's been given a piece of a soul of what her first soul was made out of. So it's likely that we're seeing a near perfect replica of what Penny was, but it's not perfectly Penny herself. This is still technically a different Penny.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, that's a good question. What if someone else sacrificed part of their soul for Penny? Would she have the same personality? Would she do the same, take the same actions? Would she still be Penny at that rate? That's a terrifyingly deep question.
Yeah, and also, like, with Jean, would he be able to help Penny? Would he be able to help Pietro?
True.
I mean, that's what I guessed.
Right.
I think
you know,
Jean's
it all
just gonna
boils
be
down to
like,
fuck
oh,
Jean.
you gave up part of your aura. Here, let me fix that for you.
I don't know. Let's see. Do you guys think we'll finally see Mama Schnee next episode at the dinner? I hope so, says Jetty.
Hopefully.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
Me neither until just now. Good job, Jetty.
Yeah.
I hope she's like the most uncontrollable lush on the planet.
Yeah, with stained lips, you know, from the wine, like a like the Joker. She'll just have like a smile, a wine smile, like on
Do
the
you want to
sides.
know how I got these scars? I broke a bottle in my mouth when I had booze.
Oh God, I want her to be the Joker so bad.
Oh my god.
God.
I just picture her like, oh, I'm so glad we finally got this this dinner because I've been in this garden this entire time. Drunk in the garden.
It's cold out there.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see here.
My nipples are like diamonds. I gotta go.
That's a
$10
Dr.
for anyone that
Pepper.
gets that reference.
No, I do not. Anyone out there? Go for it. He said
Yes.
$10. I have it recorded.
Yeah, he did.
Do you, Dr. Pepper says, do you think removing the relic from the chamber immediately makes Atlas fall, or do you, or does it leave Atlas floating? I guess, does it leave Atlas before it
That's
starts
a good
falling?
question.
See, I don't know how that works because in Volume 5, Miles and Carrie were saying, oh no, this isn't like the desert. This is just like a nowhere realm.
It's a pocket space.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, so how does the relic affect things outside of that pocket space if that's how it, you know...
Miles and Carrie have never played a tabletop game in their life because you start asking these fucking questions when you get a bag of holding. Like, a simple bag of holding in a tabletop game just messes with your head if you start just digging into how that works. Because one of our favorite tactics to use was to have a high-level Eidolon. We had a summoner that had a cool, like, partner, an Eidolon, a summoned creature, that could carry all of us. It had, like, a ridiculous strength score. So, basically, we all just piled in to the bag of holding, which had enough air for 10 minutes, and it would just carry us places under the guise of just being an empty bag. And it would open us and just dump us out and put us places. But that raised so many questions. Like, if you try to put a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding, it would literally implode.
So, speaking of bag of holdings, like, that's what Sheep has in her hand. Because remember, it was not the
Pretty much.
It was not like the priest or whatever from Inuyasha.
From Inuyasha.
Which, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you.
We're
that's
only
probably one
assuming
hell of
she
a
can
hand
get that
job.
dust back out.
Sorry, I heard what Raymond said instead.
Talk about a girl that can suck. You've never seen them do it with their hands.
I don't know if you heard Fatman, but he said that's one hell of a hand job. Hey.
Damn it, Master Poppers. I don't actually have $10. Sorry, Master Poppers. He got it right. He actually got the episode too. That's impressive. Just like,
Well, Master Poppers,
Mac,
you and I have
episode 15.
talked. Remember to let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. What do we have? Some good times. Good times. Let's see. The relic's gonna fall. Okay. Media says I don't think the relics are a true MacGuffin because they actually drive the plot in their own right. Example: the relic of knowledge, completely shifting the events of Volume 6 twice. Okay.
It doesn't stop it from being a MacGuffin. I was saying, it's a MacGuffin that has more facets than just serving as a MacGuffin.
Okay. He also says a lot of things called MacGuffins are actually better described as plot coupons. Do you agree?
I've never been a fan of that terminology.
Okay.
Wait, plot coupons?
Mm-hmm. You never heard of it either, I guess.
I've heard of that before, but I don't, because he's used that term before with us, and I'm not entirely sure how to apply it.
I don't know if I would call a MacGuffin a plot coupon.
Forsaken Hero, thanks for subbing. Woohoo!
That's more like a I don't know, like a Deus Ex Machina, almost like a Deus Ex Machina light. I would call a plot coupon.
A diet machina.
Like you know, like Penny coming back. I would call that a plot coupon. or Penny being a robot in the first place. Like, hey, we got a free robot girl. Let's kill her and bring her back. And then let's add the emotional tension after the fact.
All right, but real talk here. With the advent of more advanced sex dolls, do you think someone's gonna get one of Penny?
Oh, like if Rooster Teeth isn't selling them on fucking shop.roosterteeth.com, they're missing out.
Make sure to add the sheep semblance to it, though. Make sure to add the sheep semblance.
Yeah,
that costs extra.
If Rooster Teeth
doesn't
isn't
it always?
selling real dolls, they're owned by the same company that owns HBO, so like we know that they we know that they have like a bunch of adult themes in there in their wheelhouse.
Genlock season 2 is going to be on HBO. Do you think we're going to get any sex scenes?
I
don't think so.
I mean, probably. Like, it would be that. Okay, adding a sex scene would be the easiest way to increase views without spending more money than necessary.
I was going to say, like I'm just trying to think of Chase and his love interest and just sort of like how that would work. Just sort of like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here in my naked hologram form, and you just start diddling yourself. And
I'm gonna install pleasure.exe.
Also,
it would be
Vexed.
it would be Kazu and Val. You know that.
You don't want to install Pleasure EXE. I hear it has a lot of bugs.
Okay, that's not my kink, but okay.
I want to say to Vexed, I just saw that he was in here. He says, I'll listen to this tomorrow. Vexed, you coward. Get back here. Come hang out. Ask your questions. I'm just kidding. Thanks for joining. I know that people are busy. No big deal. You owe me. No, you don't. Damn, that freaking tumbleweed. So, let's go.
With
Dr. Pepper here.
The
Let's see
Redstone
here.
of Aja.
Hold on. Do you think removing the... Oh, I did that already. Okay. Any more questions out there? Because I am kind of
The
lost.
Redstone of Aja, a MacGuffin. That's from Genghis Khan. Is that a reference to the Genghis Khan at all? Probably not. But I have no idea what the Redstone of Aja is. What is the Redstone of Aja?
Aja. Like, I don't know why I picture somebody in a trench coat.
Oh,
Aja.
it's a JoJo reference.
Okay, no. You guys...
I don't know. It's JoJo. For all I know, that thing has a stand.
Wait, Redstone, like in Minecraft, is Redstone a MacGuffin? Yeah, I've seen entire Let's Plays dedicated to just fucking around with Redstone.
Can you help me out there, Raymond, with those right there?
Sorry, I'm not funny.
Dr. Pepper said, do you think removing the relic...
Oh, you did that one already. The next one?
Oh, we did? Okay, thanks in part to CinemaSins or mediocrity. A lot of things called MacGuffin. Oh, okay, we've done that. Sorry.
All the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom.
Yep. Mediocrity. Raymond Gay. Sorry. getting PTSD flashbacks, and then Blighted asks, do you think that Pietro created a synthetic aura by using a fragment of his as a basis, a center, or does Penny only have a fragment aura, explaining why she got ripped apart in Volume 3? I mean, there's any number of explanations to throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well, I
she
mean, like-
said generated an aura. Like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but she did say
Right.
capable of generating an aura.
She might not understand what's really going into her.
We never do.
I know, I'm not
Okay.
talking about the sex doll system.
All right. Okay. So,
That's the first time you've ever stopped
the-
me.
get the long cane, off the side of the stage and just pull Dashi off.
I love her own
No,
stream.
Dashi enjoys that.
Look. This, like, honestly, you're scaring me,
Dashi
Fatman.
enjoys the cane.
Hey, I just got that. Fatman, no, I'm just worried about Fatman. He's never stopped me from this thing. He's always been my giggle laugh track, So I might have to rethink my life. Let's see what's this. Should be more.
Should
in
I
there.
continue?
Yes, please. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Pepper J and Dashi Lee, this is from Blighted again. Isn't aura a reflection of the soul, the thing that powers aura? How does soul splitting work? Is Penny a Horcrux?
A what?
Possibly.
A what?
Again, like from Harry Potter. Do you know what a Horcrux
Oh.
is? Have you seen Harry Potter?
No, I know.
That's
I don't know why I saw
I like
a limping prostitute, like with a crutch. I don't know.
Basically, a Horcrux is just an object that you have stored a piece
Okay.
of your soul into to basically make you immortal.
Okay.
From what we can observe, it is certainly not making Pietro immortal. He is burning out by the looks of things, so it's like an inverse Horcrux.
Bye, Makoto Birdie. Birdie.
Is Penny a Horcrux? I love it.
Suniver says, someone who took years of quantum mechanics here. Bags of holding are terrible to explain, and no, I can't do it, but I love the little demons. Suniver, I'm in the same room as you. Mediocrity. As far as the relic goes, I think it created the floating islands of Atlas, so it's fine until it gets used for something else. As soon as it gets used for something else, Atlas will fall. So
That
the
makes
question is,
sense.
like, are they planning on lowering Atlas down slowly? Like back into that crater that they have out there?
I hope so. Instead of just, oops.
They said that they were going to do Amity the old-fashioned, which doesn't make any sense because dust doesn't work outside of the atmosphere or whatever.
Maybe they're
said,
just planning on having enough force just to blast them straight out into the atmosphere, but I feel like that would be what's the term? Right, cataclysmic.
yeah, it's weird.
Twisted Ruby Grimdark Rose asks, why are they showing off the Fall Maidens just to kill them in a few episodes later? Because they're lame.
Are we sure they're doing that specifically?
I don't know. I mean, I just
Miley
technically
Cyrus.
Raven's still alive.
Yeah.
and here's
Well,
the thing,
technically,
like,
she is.
I just
No, it's
like,
only technically.
I never thought I'd say this, but I have seen some terrible writing, even worse than Ruby, in the CW shows, because I've been watching Flash season 5,
Mhm.
and okay, in like one of the earliest episodes of season 5, they introduce a character's father who has a split personality, turns evil, wants to turn her and her mother into an ice people to join him because they're evil ice themed supervillains and all that,
Mhm.
and he gets away. Last episode that
Wait,
we watched, not the one we watched today, but the last
He gets
one we
away or
watched,
he gets white?
he gets away. He
Okay.
also turns white.
Oh, okay.
Ice powers,
Mhm,
white coloration. It makes sense. His name is Icicle. It's really stupid. But and then the follow-up episode to this happens near the end of the season, and oh my god, the guy goes through every cliche possible.
Yeah.
In like the span of 3 minutes. I'm not kidding. In the span of 3 minutes, it goes through, I'm going to kill you because I don't really care about my daughter. And he's about to stab down, and then
He runs down the street with a piece of toast in his mouth because he's late.
wrong cliches.
Okay, I know.
he's about to stab his daughter, but then, oh no, his human half takes over and is like, no, I'm a good person now, and I love you, even though I just stabbed you in the chest and getting all that stuff. And so they get back down there after, like a minute of that turning. And he's like, oh, I'm a good person now, and I'm going to save all this. And then the last bad guy, the main series bad guy for this season, has showed up and starts taking things and killing people. And the father heroically, they all run away, but then he runs back to heroically save his daughter from dying and gets stabbed in the back. All
Yeah.
this happens in the span of 3 minutes. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right, you just went through your dad being a super villain, having a schizophrenic breakdown,
Yeah.
what's the term? Redeeming himself and then dying in your arms in the span of 3 minutes. Like that.
That is pretty like
that
lame
can't-
and predictable.
it is so bad. It's like
Mm.
it's like the plot. It's an entire season length plot that just gets truncated down to a 3 minute span of television, and it's terrible.
God. Ugh.
Yeah, it's
The CW.
Like they have occasionally really good writing. Like the other half of that episode was actually really good. By the way, there was a different half to that episode that was dealing with radically different characters uninvolved in that icicle plot. That tells you how much focus was put on this thing. It was terrible.
The CW, more like the crappy writers.
You're so clever, so clever.
But let's see.
Thank you.
Blighted H. How technologically advanced is society in RWBY? I mean, they have floating arenas and advanced airships, but the SDC is still using freight trains instead of bullet trains. I don't know. I don't really know.
It's called anachronism. No, it's not. It's just random crap.
It's like, hey, this will look cool. Let's just throw it in there, and then maybe occasionally we'll throw in a line of exposition that explains it.
It does get really frustrating not knowing like the council and normally like I enjoy, it's fine, I'll wait or whatever, but it is taking a little too long and it's a little bit crazy. And I do try to, people are like, oh, if you're going to criticize, you should offer your way to fix it. And I did. I was like, I would definitely mention more than just like a couple of lines or like an episode of like the actual election. I mean, poor Ivy Brown, what was her name? Ivy Brown? Like, we don't know anything about her. She sounded cool. She was my homegirl. Ivy Brown for president. For Ivy Brown for blank, because we don't know.
For whatever
Brown.
she was running for.
Yeah, for whatever the election was for. Oh, man.
All right, guys. Let's see. I wanted to ask something about the latest reaction, actually. Look real quick.
Dr. Pepper asks, Dashy Lee, can Sheep Girl make a black hole of John Booster's semblance because of Fear the Suck?
Huh?
That's
I just want that to be what her semblance is called. Fear the Suck.
Fear the Suck?
With 2 C's.
Whose semblance?
Yep.
Mine? Or...
Sheep Girl.
Oh, Fear the Suck. I mean...
Like, if you boost it
mine
with
too,
John, it's just like it's the last time you'll ever get a hand job, but by God, it'll be the best hand job
you'll see like
ever
John
had.
at the end. Worth it!
Yeah. It's like some girls make you come. She makes you go.
Sheep makes you go. So, my question here. The Blake and Yang scene. You guys seem to be alright with it, And
Yeah,
You
that
know?
was
Yeah.
like.
same with me.
I
Okay.
mean, I've long since accepted that they don't give a shit about the previous volumes and what that should mean for Blake and Yang.
Which was like kind of like where I'm going is, do you think this is gonna be definitely they're gonna keep this with each other like what they did, or you think they're gonna share it with the group?
I think they'll share it with at least RWBY and Weiss.
I
Everyone
think
else, I don't know, but I think they'll share it with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're okay. Remember Crow and Robin fighting Tyrion in the intro?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So I think they're gonna tell. And then Crow's gonna be like, "What have you done? Now Tyrion's blah blah blah." We gotta save Robin.
Red Robin.
Yum. My pockets. Think
Wait, but if they know enough to go after Robin, why would they? Oh my god, this is stupid. I just realized that would be stupid.
what would be stupid?
How would they know something that Robin has information, but not know what that information is, to the point where they would go after Robin? Like, Robin is just causing trouble for Ironwood, so they wouldn't really care that she was around. If they somehow found out that she had information regarding Ironwood's plan, how would they know that but not what that information is? I'm still suspecting some security camera in the back alley
Yeah,
to be
to record it.
watching them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When do you think Ironwood will find this out? That they know all this and that they went to Robin? Do you think it'll be soon, or are they gonna make us wait?
Whenever it will be the most emotionally devastating to him.
I mean, it's gonna be that way. It's gonna be that way.
I think he's gonna learn when they finally start launching the tower. Like, that's gonna be the moment that he learns about it, because that's gonna be like the most integral moment of the.
He needs to make a
of the
decision.
entire situation, and he needs to be like, he's gonna just mentally snap while under all the pressure, especially when things start going wrong.
Yeah. So when they're down by the relic, him and Oscar, Fatman was like, thanks, saying that about a child, and I was trying to say, like, I've heard some good gems from children, some good advice, and it wasn't even meant to be advice, but did you not believe it, but was that done well? Like, do you think Oscar has gone like that far, or was that out of nowhere for him?
We don't know anything about Oscar before.
Right. So would you consider that out of nowhere?
No, I just consider that like further development of his lack of character.
Personally, I think that Ozpin, I thought this back in Volume 6, and then I lost it over the course of Volume 6, but then it kind of came back in Volume 7 that he's not actually Oscar. Ironwood.
Oh, so you think he's actually still Ozpin?
Yeah.
Huh.
I came back. I came back to that line of thinking that Ozpin is.
And what did it? That last episode?
No. What made me think that was when RWBY handed him the relic, and I'm like, oh, there's a betrayal. There's a betrayal coming. This is ridiculous. This has to be a betrayal.
But now, he didn't go anywhere. He's still there. He can take the relic anywhere. You still believe that?
Yeah, I still believe it. I guess I believe it since he pretended to disappear in episode 2 of volume 6.
As far as me with Oscar, I didn't like the part where Ironwood was saying in fact it was your idea to do this. It's it wasn't his idea. It's Ozpin. Unless if I look back now, it could. They still talk like he was Ozpin. Just like when Oscar said, "Oh, it feels something it feels weird or something, knowing that I had part to do with this." You kind of didn't. It was Ozpin. That was a little weird to me. Do you think that means anything or blah? It's just me going, eh.
That could be.
They're not one person yet. They're separate.
I mean, we're basically just judging Ironwood's perception of events.
I thought you cut out. All right, but they both used it. I understand if it was just Ironwood, but when Oscar said it, it was no, that wasn't you. That was, don't take credit, bitch. That was, or whatever. So, what was your interpretation of the part where Ironwood was oh, when she told me she'd be there? What's your interpretation of that? Because it was a little weird. It was like going into like echoes and the visuals fading, whatever it was. What do you think that happened there?
Yeah, that was completely weird.
Like
That
PTSD, like did she
was,
actually
yeah.
promise him something and was like, "Booyah, bitch, I got you"?
Yeah, the way she told me she was there.
Yeah.
Do Ironwood and Salem know each other? Do Ironwood and Cinder specifically know each other?
Right.
Does like what's the deal with the chess pieces?
Right, and the fact that he specifically said she told me she was there. Like it wasn't through Salem, through any computer, I don't think. Like she wasn't chatting with him, in on Snapchat. Like what why those words? Is what I wonder. Raymond?
Sorry, I was spacing out looking at something.
Boobs do that to you.
Topic.
Yep.
What's the topic? Sorry.
Okay. The part where Ironwood was doing the whole like when she told me she was there and he almost was going through what seemed to me like PTSD or something where they changed the visuals.
I still don't hold that it's PTSD from the fall of Beacon. I think there is some more significance to the Queen chess piece symbol.
That's what
that
we're
we
talking
don't
about.
know
Like,
with him. Yeah.
because
Um,
I also had asked like the specific words she told me she was there. She wasn't going through like Cinder or through anything like, and that we didn't see anything like that. She was chatting it up with him on Snapchat. Like what is that? Those words like what is that? Was he with her? He promised her, and said, "Nah, just kidding, Ironwood. I'm gonna take this and this."
Ironwood, who hurt you?
I mean, that's kind of how he was acting. Like he told me she was there. Like it was. I don't know. It was creepy the way like the things happened there. I don't know.
Yeah, they're playing up Ironwood's pathos really well this volume. Like, I don't think they've hit a misstep within this volume. Have
And it
they?
makes absolute sense with all the paranoia that he's doing that that happened or because of that.
Yeah, Fatman, what's your read on that?
Um,
And you guys out there
like
too.
yeah, I mean, it made me wonder if Ironwood has like a personal past with Salem, but that doesn't seem like that would be the case.
I don't think it's with Salem. Like, I'm gonna say, like, I don't think I think it's he had someone in the past that
Oh.
he cared about.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was someone in the past that he cared about that Salem killed,
Oh.
and like it was their symbol that they used for the program.
I never.
So the idea is like, oh, I'm letting you know that it doesn't matter. I will find you and I will haunt your fucking living nightmares.
Either that or she told me she'd be there and she's dead and she's not here anymore. So why even
Something
live?
like that. Something tragic.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Raymundo. Muy very nice. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
interesting.
I don't know if that's gonna be, but I like that. That's interesting. Very nice.
Interesting.
You know. Yeah, you guys let me know what you
But
think. About
I was asking more or less, what do you think they've been doing? How do you think they've been handling Ironwood this volume,
Oh.
Fatman? Do you think they've been handling them well?
Beautifully, beautifully. Like
Ironwood's
we're
that's the best part of this volume.
yeah, we're seeing this man who volumes 1 to 3 was this like he walked in, music was playing in the background. Obviously there was none, but you could feel it like the march, whatever, and just in the beginning, like I remember not trusting him because of something. I don't remember exactly which one. I think a lot of people thought that, but like once he basically was reminded, you ain't shit. He's got to learn how to live like he ain't shit no more and focus what he can do in different places. Like, so to be kicked down after being, I guess, let me just put in my terms. The popular kid, the famous person that had everything, but not really. I understand he didn't. I'm just trying to put a comparison. And then to be like, all this time you thought you were something, and nope. That's gonna shake some foundations, and he's gonna be paranoid, and he doesn't know if anything is right now, and that's beautiful, the way they're doing it. And he even yelled at Nora he knows it's a good thing, what Nora was saying, But he was like, I can't. You know, like, oh my god. Iron Daddy, bitch. Because, I love it.
Yeah. I don't even think that, like, he had his confidence shaken like you were talking about.
No?
I think that was all just an act. And we're seeing him, like, around the people who he thinks he can trust. Like, all the other times we've seen Ozpin, Ozpin, Jesus Christ. How many times have I mixed them up this stream?
Oscar,
Get a counter going.
are you talking about Oscar or Oscar and Aspen or what?
Ironwood and Ozpin. I've said the wrong name like 4 times already. Yeah, like all the other times we've seen Ironwood, he's been like on, right? He's been in Ironwood mode. Like he's either been like, talking down to Jacques or been like,
like a
at
mask,
formal
okay, like doing
gathering, and now we're seeing him as like, this is just regular old Jimmy Wood.
Yeah.
And we're seeing normal Wood now.
Normal Wood. Standard Wood.
Yeah. He's just Jimmy now.
No, I mean that makes sense, but we're
Like,
seeing more and more Jimmy, more, even with Ozpin and with that hug with Crow, like, because he's not allowed to show any of that as it is, and that's what I mean with the whole what's going through his brain, like he doesn't know who to trust.
Dr. Pepper, that's not the thing you should quote.
Oh, he quoted something.
Shame on you.
Yeah. I think
I'm sorry.
just like the gem of Volume 6 was Maria, Ironwood all the way for 7. So far, it's not even done, and I can just guarantee it. Unless this was all he was faking this whole time.
Unless they
if he
find a
say
way to
that,
screw it up,
yeah.
which I hope they don't.
If out of nowhere it's like, just kidding, ha, I found my Black Queen. I'm the Black King this whole time, bitches, and then, oh, you meddling kids. No.
So you're saying that Ironwood is Whiteface?
I don't know what do you mean?
He's been the Black King the whole.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna like it's gonna turn out that he's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Black King. Why did I? I'm not saying no more. Shut up, Josh. When you called, I said the black sheep, and Raven's like, "That's racist." That was cute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm starting to lag a little bit.
Yeah,
today,
no, I
so-
think we're gonna. I can never remember this part. Bring it down, and we're gonna be done soon. How about that? Okay. All right.
You mean wrap it up?
Anymore? Wrap it up! Damn it! We're gonna be wrapping it up soon. Thank you for joining. We're gonna go through real quick some of this. Someone dropped RWBY. Star said, "As someone who dropped RWBY Volume 7, worth getting back into RWBY, or am I missing nothing? Do you recommend them going back?"
No.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, I do.
No.
I do. I absolutely do.
Like Ironwood is cool, but he's not worth it.
I mean, if you have to, the cringe from episode 4 alone was just making me think, God, oh Lord, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah.
Fatman was a faunus, would be a lobster faunus, and would he look like the actual animal, like animal attributes? He'll definitely have some claws, and he always carries a pencil. He'd look like Scorpia, which reminds me, guys, Shira.
Oh God, we haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing, I haven't spoilers, so I
They've
think
already announced the release date for season 5.
And
Yeah.
Crystal Tiger, we already talked about that, the whole flashback thing. I wanted to welcome someone else that's subscribed that I forgot. I'm sorry. I don't know if I wrote it down, but thank you. I'll get you. Let's see. A reminder that for $1 or more, you can also join us like in the Discord, where you can ask questions and we can put them in the reactions as well and hang out with awesome friends. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm sorry if I didn't see everybody out there. This was fun. This was pretty cool. what do you think? Maybe in the comments you can put down. Do you suggest more of this, more Ruby talk? Maybe just other things you suggest? Anything, just literally anything, to be honest. Because new channel and stuff, and I want to be in there, bringing you guys, hang out with us. Like, what? Interactive. Why can't I think of words? Oh yeah, because I'm me. That's why. But yeah, thanks guys for joining me. This was so much fun. I know you're falling asleep probably, right, Raymond?
I'm just a little yawny right now, and my brain's not is a little sluggish. That's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're done. Anything else, you guys? You want to say anything?
Let's see. Check out the most recent reaction on Fatman's channel over at FatmanFalling.com. FatmanFalling at YouTube.
I'm gonna put the
Almost
link
at
down in the
FatmanFalling.com.
description. I'll put it down in the description.
Check out the
Yeah,
previous.
just drop it in chat. Raid the video
that too.
after the stream ends.
Check out the
it.
previous reaction over on my channel, Celtic Phoenix Productions. Check out my novel, Forged Within Flame, available now on Amazon in both print and digital.
Buy my book. Buy my book. Yep, for sure. Actually, I don't know if it's in the description, but I do want that a website to that book whenever you can, Raymond. I always want to have that in there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Get one of those like Amazon link shorteners.
Oh yeah.
I wish Amazon would just give you a shortened link. It's like I can't I have one. I got one because I made a Bitly account for it.
Yeah, you could do that in
but it's just,
tiny.com or tinyurl or something like that. You can shorten up
I use Bitly instead of Tiny.
Okay. All right then.
But if you put an Amazon link in either Bitly or Tiny URL, it'll spit out a specified Amazon link, like an am.zn link.
Okay. But
But I don't know how to find those without using URL shorteners.
I'll figure it out. But yeah, thanks for joining us, you guys. And that's all for us. Fatman, we're good. Follow us on Twitter too.
Yeah.
Twitter, we say things on Twitter that you must hear. Damn it,
Yeah.
And have a good night, y'all. Bye.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.